Welcome back to JP's Place. We're going to switch gears here a little bit, and we're going to talk to Phil Ragno, who's a nutritionalist and a mineralist. And Phil, welcome to JP's Place.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm glad that first time for Phil. We're always glad to have first-time guests. Phil has a store in Cliffside Park, and he's involved in holistic medicine, and he has a whole approach to healing. And you want to describe to our audience what holistic medicine is?
Well, actually, we're into radical urban guerrilla nutritional therapy, which really means, on that level, that what works for you in the most natural way. Not that we're opposed to allopathic medicine or
What's allopathic?
Well, we're not into discouraging any form of medicine in the traditional way, like a doctor. You go to a doctor for treatment. But from a holistic approach, you try to do things in a more natural way to avoid chemicals if possible. I mean, obviously, if you have a broken arm, it would be pretty tough to set it in a nutritional way. But there are things that you can do nutritionally to help that arm heal faster.
But the holistic approach, Bill, isn't that the whole mind and the body approach? So you kind of treat everything?
Well, we try to use a mental, physical, and spiritual approach to the whole thing. And that would be our particular way of doing it. And that's pretty much describes the holistic approach, yeah.
You believe that all illnesses come from the mind. I mean, is that a fair statement?
That's pretty general, but I would say the root cause of all illness is in the mind, yeah. Because things could be healed so rapidly when you're in tune with your body.
You think even things like cancer and AIDS could be
Sure. There's so many therapies that have helped with cancer when visualization is used, where you're deliberately taking a step to use visualization to get your body cells to fight back against the cancerous cells.
So basically, you can create your illness and you can solve your illness. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Each individual really has the responsibility to deal with it themselves. And that's one of the problems with the holistic approach, because a lot of us don't want to take the responsibility. It's pretty easy to go to someone and ask them to do it for you, to give you a shot, give you a pill. And it's easy to get hurt that way too sometimes.
Now, the minerals that you are involved with, some crystals and gemstones, and they basically can heal you. I mean, that sounds far out to me.
It is.
Yeah.
It is far out, JP. They don't actually heal you.
Yeah.
What they do is, in that respect, is different gemstones, and this is actually goes back to Ayurvedic medicine, which is probably about 5,000 years ago. It helps to stimulate the life force energy to that particular diseased body part. The rock doesn't heal you. I mean, it wouldn't be possible. No more than the chemical that you would take in an injection or a tablet actually heals you. But what those things all do is help to get the body itself to send energy to that body part that's diseased, and helps to bring about your own healing.
You have some crystals on? Are you wearing them?
Yeah, I have one here under my microphone.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah. And what does that do? Does that help you in any way, or?
Well, this particular one is that red stone is a garnet, and a garnet's a really good stone for physical energy. It's also good for creativity.
That's my birthstone.
Very good.
Genuine. I have to remember to wear one.
Well, it might not be good for you to wear one just because it's your birthstone. Birthstones are kind of strange because they originally set up by the family astrologers. I mean, going back to the roots of your family, say a couple of thousand years ago, the family astrologer would have been consulted as to what would have been the best stone for you at that time that you were born, and your godparents at that time would have picked it out and given it to you, and that would help you to overcome whatever astrological influences would have been like a liability to you at that time.
Phil, you have a store in Cliffside Park, and what might we find if we went into that store?
Nearly everything, JP.
Yeah.
But we specialize in vitamins, herbs. We were just speaking before about different foods for vegetarians and new vegetarians. Of course, there's a whole assortment of different minerals. We're talking about crystals and gemstones, and also minerals that you take internally, and we're very much into herbs there too.
What's the address there, Phil?
It's 679 Anderson Avenue in Cliffside Park.
679 Anderson Avenue, Cliffside Park.
That's it, yeah.
And, you're also a vegetarian, and I know Diane has been mentioning to me, and she tries to follow that
maintain a
route.
vegetarian diet.
Me,
Yeah.
I like steak and hamburgers, so.
God bless you.
Yeah.
David.
but I really think the vegetarian way is the healthier way. I'm not, it's just that I like it. What about vegetarianism? What does it do?
Well, this is my 20th year as a vegetarian. I originally got into being a vegetarian from a moralistic point of view. I had a pet dog who was ill, and I was spending a lot of time trying to help him to get better, and just to have this realization that I was eating meat and trying to help him to stay well, and it just wasn't working out. But now we think more of vegetarianism as a healthy way to give you a better life as you get older. You're not necessarily going to live longer, but the quality of your life may be better as a vegetarian because, first of all, red meat can slow you down. And unfortunately, this is another topic, but the type of toxic things that they give to cattle and chicken and stuff, you're sort of getting it anyway. It's
All
like,
the hormonal things they pump into them. That's another reason why I really wanted to go vegetarian, as well as from the moral standpoint. But we were talking about people who are very active earlier, and there are some protein substitutes that you might recommend, because I know for me, I'm very active, very physically active, and meat or tuna or fish would provide that protein, and I don't have it anymore. Sometimes I tend to feel weak now.
Well, proteins, especially soy protein or egg and milk protein would be very helpful. Egg and milk probably would be the best for you right now. It would be probably easier for you to absorb it. And you can take it in the form of a powder. But there's a lot of protein substitutes that have been on the market for years that look a lot like meat that you find in the frozen section of your health food store.
Are those soy?
Yeah, they're
soy
soy-based,
products?
and they're pretty amazing that you could fool a lot of people. There's some that look like salami, taste like salami, but there's no meat in it.
So if I go to my health food store, because there's one that I go to, I pretty much
Well, if you go to
rely on
my
them.
health food store,
Okay, that's true. If we go to your health food store,
but
you have those.
they probably have them, and you probably don't realize it. You know, you could ask the clerk about it, and they probably have them.
Any other foods to stay away from outside of red meat and maybe some cheeses and stuff like that?
Well, I would say the thing to do is to try to be in tune with your body. That's our main focus. I mean, whatever works well for you as an individual. Everybody's different, and every body is different. And I think that's really the heart of the whole matter.
The last kind of subject I like to touch with you is meditation. I know you've been meditating for a while now, and there's a lot of literature out on it, and TM and the other meditation techniques have gained a lot of popularity. What can you tell us about meditation? Has it done anything for you? Have you seen any results?
Yeah, it really entirely changed my life around. Meditation gave me a chance to introspect deeper and to see more what I'm about. Also, it enabled me to concentrate a lot more, to focus my attention on what I really want to do in life. And it helps me to relax and stress. You probably heard about stress.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some people are under stress today.
Like that.
You don't seem as if you're under any stress. You're very relaxed.
I'm holding on real tight. Yeah, but meditation is really the key to anything. Finding your inner peace and then being able to go forth from there.
And you practice that twice a day, or?
At least, at least every morning and every evening, and sometimes in between too.
So it's given you a little different outlook and a little, you can see beyond the screen almost, or beyond.
Well, that would be tough. But I know that there is a screen.
Yeah.
That much I'm sure of.
Well, Phil, it's kind of been short, but we've kind of, as I said, we have a lot of guests tonight. And Phil, could you tell us again where that store of yours is?
Okay, it's Advanced Health Foods, 679 Anderson Avenue, and that's in Cliffside Park. And come see us.
Okay, we've been talking to Phil Ragno, a nutritionalist and a mineralist, and we'll be right back after this commercial. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you.